Hello everyone, welcome back to Tommy Celtic Talk, where we're a day after playing Red Star Belgrade in the Europa League. First game of the league phase, and we're away from home. Uh, Tricky team, hostile home support, big noise from, it looked like a half empty ground, but big noise. And tricky game. We got a 1-1 in the end with Iheanacho scoring to get us ahead, but then you call him Arnautovic, not that boy who played for West Ham. He scored the goal for Belgrade. Now, I had a comment. I was watching a Fog football video. If you ever look on the channel to watch, the channel's two lads do it, and they cover the whole Scottish football, so do they. But a comment under, they were saying like, "Oh, how do you think we got on?" Whatever, right? And I commented saying like, "A tricky team, but good result for the lads, moving forward." And there was about 6 or 7 like laughing reactions, and I was thinking like, "Oh, what was so funny about that?" And well, usually you had like Reggie Bear or fucking 1872 and all these comments. A lot of Rangers supporters on there. But there was a few Celtic accounts as well. Like, now they could be fake accounts, but like I was thinking, is there some Celtic fans out there that looked at that result and thought, oh, that's actually we should have been better on that side, because see, that side, they win their league every year just like us, right? And we're not playing the strongest of leagues ourselves, are we? Our biggest competition's Rangers, who are 11th at the minute in the league. So we can't be saying, well, oh, they're playing a weaker league. It's arguable with anybody's league. And they've won the last 9, and they got knocked out in the Champions League playoffs, just like us, against a weaker team, where their fans were pissed off about it, just like us. Now, for a team that's usually in the Champions League about as regular as us, and for a team they got knocked out in the same circumstances as us, so that maybe they're not at the top of their game like us. I'm going to say it here, like, Ange Postecoglou, I think that he goes in there all guns blazing against a team like that, in the ground like that, with torrential rain where the ball's sticking. I could see us losing that one. I think Brendan Rodgers, for the hand he was dealt there, and the team, not as strong as it needs to be, and a lot of players unperforming like Atata, and I think he carved out a good game plan and a good result, because look at the defence. I think the defence under Brendan Rodgers this season has been immense. Tierney, he's nowhere near as fast as he used to be. It's clear to see. Donovan, he's been, he is basically like the next Tierney. It's the first, youth player I've seen that really has sort of caught my eye since Tierney. And that's off the back of Johnson getting injured. Now, with the signings we have, Sriracha in behind Tierney, which is a quality player in itself, because we know Tierney can't really do the 90 minutes anymore. Carter Vickers, he was a bit off the boil at the start of the season, but I thought that game there, he really came into his own again. And Liam Scales, I think this is his best season yet. Now, Schmeichel, he did make a mistake for their goal. He ran out when he didn't need to, but like, let's not forget. Remember, I think it was the first half, wasn't it? A Brazilian. He had a shot when it looked like he was running off to the corner flag, and it's a shot going for top corner, and somehow Schmeichel gets his hand to it. So a normal keeper, that would have been in the back of the net. So you sort of have to just be like, look, they had their chances, so that we had Iheanacho. He tried to chip the keeper. Maybe he should have fucking hit it sooner, tried to just put his laces for it. But I was watching it, and fucking when they zoomed in, the keeper knew nothing about it, just smacked him straight in the face. So he actually beat the two hands. It was unlucky. If I had went over the top of his head, we would have been calling him a genius. That's just how it goes sometimes. But look, we've got Braga next Thursday at home. Like, our next 2 games are home games. That was off the starting game away from home. Red Star Belgrade. That's a tough first game, so it is. Especially with our record, with 4 wins, and what was it? What to say in the commentary? 4 wins and about 40 something away games. Our away form's awful. So you have to take, if you get a point, if you get a draw or a win, you have to basically commend them in Europe with a Celtic's track record at the minute. But look, see, we actually are the slight favourites against Braga when we get them at Celtic Park. You know what I mean? So, like, this isn't a Braga where it's meant to be like, oh, Jesus Christ, they're not Benfica, they're not Porto, they're not Sporting, they're the fucking level below. And I think Celtic, all guns blazing, not in a big torrential rain slipping over the fucking ball pitch like we were yesterday. Celtic Park under lights, get behind the team. I think we get a win there. Then Storm Graz, who we would be fairly favourable, like favourites, like probably the equivalent of fucking Celtic, the Hearts sort of favourites. Now, if we manage to get the 2 wins there and a draw to start 7 points from 9, we're well on for top 8. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of Celtic fans... No, I agree the transfer window was a joke. But if there's still Celtic fans being clinical about that result there, they need to catch themselves on. I think top of the league, still in the League Cup semis now against Rangers, and give them a chance to get into the campaign at least, you know. But as I say, like, it could be joke accounts there, but like I was looking at it, and one that actually coming back, one of the Rangers ones, he did lol as if, you know, about, you know, like, decent result away from home. And it says, enjoy 11th place, enjoy that relegation fight. I was thinking, like, 11th in the table. 11th in the table, and they're laughing because we got a draw. Fucking away from home against top European team. But look, they always do this, Rangers. They always laugh when we played the day before, and every time they do this, it always is worse for them. So I'll be very interested in how they get on tonight. But look, one thing I will say as well is Celtic fans were all giving off about not getting Champions League this year, but you seen Karat and you seen the teams they got. Would have been embarrassing this year for us, but I'm actually enjoying it. You know, a bit of banter between Celtic and Rangers. We're in the same competition. It's more fun, isn't it? It's sort of like who's gonna outdo who in this competition. But I think Rangers, they need to catch themselves on and see how they're getting on themselves, because they've got a tough game tonight. They need to focus on that, because we'll be straight in with the laughing faces if there's about 3 or 4-0 fucking goes past them, which is more than likely considering Hearts beat them 2-0 fucking their last league game out. So we'll see. Anyway, I'll be covering the Europa League games, a few of the league games as well coming up. It's just I need to say that I think Celtic. I think we'll need to get behind the team here now. Like, at the end of the day, like, seeing that show and all, like, get behind the boy, because the Celtic board, they're the ones at fault here. You know, the team that Brendan Rodgers has, they can only do their best. Now, there is people suspect in the team. Hatate, he needs to be dropped. Big time. Whether it be Engels, Bernardo, McCarran, literally anybody. He needs to be set on the bench, because he has been a fucking joke. That game there, well, no, he can do a through ball, can't he? He can do off that half turn and get a shot away. He's doing none of that the whole season. He's been fucking wank. Maeda, I think, stopped playing him through the middle because he can't hold up the ball. All he's good for is a through ball. If the defence we're playing against cuts that out, he's useless. So put him out on the right. Tanakti is fucking, you know, the best winner we have at the minute. So keep him on his favourable position. Stick Maeda on the right. Maybe he can find a bit of form out in the win again, and give Iheanacho a fair crack at the first team. Stop dropping him and stick him back in 2 games later. Give him the top spot, so you're the main striker, until we see about 2 or 3 games of nonsense. You know what I mean? And I think then you're not constantly switching. You know your team, and that's when a bit of fluidness comes in the passing. A bit of chemistry comes again, because a lot of the team's been chopped and changed, and I think we need a bit of solid, this is who's in the team, connect, you know, to the fellow teammates, rather than taking him out, Yang, fucking get in Kenny, get in fucking Yamada and all this. Like, nah, that's the team. Give it about 3 or 4 games at least. See how they get on. But anyway, that's me. Hail, hail.